It's the reality of it, alright? I don't have to be like this for the rest of my life. I don't have to. My name is Alex, and if you're new here, I have now lost 143 pounds naturally. I hope you all are doing amazing. I think the subject that I'm going to be talking about is very important, but I also know that some people may not like what I have to say because it is a hard pill to swallow. Today, I'm going to be talking about excuses. When you are overweight or obese, it is very common to make excuses for yourself. I talk about being ready all the time on my page, and most of the people that visit my page, follow me, are here because they are interested in losing weight and they want to hear from someone who has successfully lost weight naturally. Some of the questions that I get asked, I can definitely answer and I can give advice and be as helpful as possible based on my own experiences. But something I cannot help with is a person not being ready to take the leap. People know how difficult it is to lose weight, especially if you're going the natural route. It's one of the reasons that people will also accuse people that have lost weight naturally of using other methods for weight loss. They don't want to hear that someone has been able to do it naturally. It's hard for people to wrap their heads around someone successfully doing something that's very difficult to do. I have already done several videos on extra skin, but a lot of people will say, I don't want extra skin. I don't know what else to say about extra skin except for if you are a certain size and you lose weight, you will probably have extra skin. Again, I do have extra skin, but I go to the gym 5 to 6 days a week, so I have significant amount of muscle. Yes, I have that extra skin that eventually I will get removed. If you would rather be obese or overweight than have extra skin, then that is your choice. Another thing people will bring up a lot is, have my tattoos been affected? What do my tattoos look like now? Again, I have done several videos about my tattoos, but it's the same thing, you guys. Everyone is different. Everyone has tattoos in different places. Everyone's body changes differently. If you feel more confident and happy in the skin that you're in and your health improves, I feel like a tattoo changing is not the end of the world. Other excuses that I hear a lot are, I'm a picky eater, or I can't afford to eat healthy. With being a picky eater, I feel like you just have to find foods that you do like and make it work, and maybe sometimes you don't eat foods that are necessarily your favorite, but you still eat them. On a health journey, your taste buds change. You get used to eating some of the foods that you maybe didn't really eat before. With cost, sometimes I do spend a little bit more on the food that I get depending on how my budget is that month, but I spend a lot less on food than I used to because I used to eat 3 times as much as I do now, number one. Number two, the food that I ate was not cheap, and I think a lot of people don't really realize how much they spend on food until they break it down. So if you're eating fast food every single day, multiple times a day, on top of going out to dinners, door dashing, all of these things, I spend a lot less on food because I rarely eat out and I cook basically all of my food. Another excuse that I hear a lot is, I don't have time. I'm going to be completely transparent here. If this is something that you want to do, you will make the time. Sometimes I'm very tired. Sometimes I don't want to make time for the things that I have to make time for, but this is a priority to me, and that is what people sometimes don't understand, is if you want to lose weight, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy, and you have to truly want it. You have to make it a priority for it to happen. It still can happen if it's not your number one priority, and that's completely understandable, but people look for these quick results, and if you're only putting in half of the energy, you're only going to get half of the results. Weight loss journeys take a lot of work. I have been successful and I have lost 143 pounds in a year and a half because I made this my #1 priority. However, I don't have children and things like that. If you do have children, obviously that can make it a little more difficult because your child is your #1 priority and you can't be as selfish when you have children. You can still have a weight loss journey with children. You may just have to tweak your weight loss journey a little bit. It may be a little bit more difficult. It may take a little more time. If this is something you want, you have to make it a priority. I have made this a priority for a year and a half of my life. I measure my food. I weigh my food. I track everything I eat in an app. I go to the gym 5 to 6 times a week. I cook all of my food. People will say things like, well, I think I eat pretty healthy. I cut out sugar. I cut out carbs, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not losing weight. But they're not tracking their calories. They're not in a calorie deficit. Even if you cut out carbs or sugar or whatever, but you aren't in a calorie deficit, you could be way overeating your calories and then you would continue to gain weight or stay the same. If you are wanting to lose weight like I did, you have to be in a calorie deficit. You have to track everything accurately. I also had to say no to myself a lot. I had to set boundaries for myself. Sometimes you have to say no to things that maybe you want to do, but you know that it's not going to be good for your journey. I had to say no to a lot of things. I had to say no to going out to dinners a lot of the times, or really wanting this food or this snack and saying no when I really wanted to, and fighting through the tears because I want it so freaking bad, but I would tell myself no. There are things that you have to give up. It comes down to this. How bad do I want it? I wanted it more than anything. I made it my #1 priority. I stayed consistent. I stayed focused. Sometimes I was selfish. I would have to say no to myself or no to the people in my life that maybe wanted to do things that was not going to work for my journey. I trusted the process. I put my faith into the process and I gave it my all. That is my advice to people, is if you want this, give it your all. Make the sacrifices. Be consistent. If you fall behind, if you mess up, get up and try again. If things are hard, you don't just quit. You have to keep going because it will never come off if you just quit. People that have different health problems, have chronic illnesses, things like that, that's different. I can't speak on that because I am not a medical professional. I don't have all the knowledge on that. If you've truly put in all the work and you're still not losing weight and you've given yourself that time and grace, my only suggestion would be to talk to a medical professional because I can't speak on that. When I started this weight loss journey, I thought maybe I had something medically going on, and yes, people sometimes do. I blamed it on a lot of things though. I thought maybe it was my meds. I thought maybe it was my hormones. I thought it was X, Y, and Z. And when I got checked out, I didn't have anything like that. So my choice was to put in the work. Try to do this naturally. Give it my all, 100%. And if I still was not losing weight, then I would go back to my doctor and figure out what was going on. I want to see all of you guys succeed, but honestly, it's really hard to read some of the comments and DMs and things because I was that person. I have gone through the same thing. Honestly, it comes down to priorities and making it your priority and taking the steps that you need to. You may need extra support, whether that's a group or friends or family or therapy or whatever it is, because it is very difficult. I don't want to enable anyone because it doesn't help you. Yeah, I have extra skin. I guess you shouldn't start. No, I'm not going to do that. I want to be your guys' positive rock. I am here to say it is possible, it is difficult, and you do have to make sacrifices, but it's 100% worth it, 100%. I'm gonna go watch a spooky movie or something, and I hope you guys have an amazing, wonderful day. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments. I do not really respond to DMs anymore because some of those DMs get a little bit odd. I will see you guys next time. Bye!